the 35th pick, the Cleveland Browns select Nick Chubb, running back.
Good Tuesday evening to you all out there, and welcome into another draft edition of the Bark and Brown Show. I'm Jacob. That's Bill. We are so incredibly grateful that you are here and spending your Tuesday night with us. If you're watching us live or whatever the hell day you're watching this, we're so happy that you are joining us. We do these live draft shows every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. So if you're watching this played back, make sure you want to join us live sometimes Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up there on the YouTubes. It would help us out a ton. Bill, how are we doing tonight, brother?
Jacob, we are doing well. It is Combine Week. For those of you that don't know, I am boots on the ground in Indianapolis right now, moving and shaking with a lot of the folks at the Indianapolis Combine. If you're watching this and you're in Indy, feel free to slide into the DMs. Let's meet it up. Let's chop it up. There's a lot that's been out there. There's a lot of information that's coming out there. It's a very exciting time. We're about to start the drills, and we're about to start seeing some really great stuff. But we wanted to do something a little different tonight for the episode. And the title, obviously, the show kind of gives you a little bit. So here is the premise of tonight's show. Jacob and I are in the GM seat for the Cleveland Browns, and we are going to draft a brand new offensive line, all 5 positions. In the interest of fairness and actually flexing our brains a little bit and diving deep into the class, we are only allowed one top 32 selection in the consensus big board from NFL Mock Draft Database, which means that each of us is only allowed one of Francis Maui-Noah, Spencer Fano, Caden Proctor, Caleb Lomu, Monroe Freeling. Once we take one of those 5 names, the other 4 are locked, as well as interior offensive line Vega Ioane. So if we take one of those 6 names, the other 5, they're locked to us in the interest of we want to give you some more names that go a little bit deeper into the offensive line class. Without further ado, Jacob, I'm the one who came up with this idea, so I'm going to be the gracious co-host. I'm going to let you go first.
Oh, right. I got to bring up the board.
You have the floor, and obviously for the folks at home, we're pulling up a nice little pretty spreadsheet. Jacob, which one of the 5 positions are you starting with?
So I really was not sure how I wanted to do this one, just because there's a guy. So it's down to a couple of guys. I considered going Monroe Freeling here because if he tests the way he tests, I think he's going to I'm a traits guy. Like, I'm a traits guy through and through. And yeah, my prison cell does have a window now. I'm a traits guy through and through, and if he tests the way I think he is going to test, he probably has the highest upside of any offensive lineman in this class. And I'm saying upsided because he still needs to there's some things in the tape that isn't phenomenal or whatever, however you want to put it, but like, I could see him being the first tackle off the board. Maybe that's foreshadowing for an upcoming 2-round mock draft that we may have coming up. That's something that might be happening. So I considered that, but I'm going to go with my favorite guy who I think is the safest. And I'm going to take Francis Maui-Noah, the right tackle from Miami, because I believe that if for any reason he fails at tackle, I think you can easily slide him into guard and and he'll be great. So, like, I feel like he is a very safe pick. Like, I called Mason Graham a safe pick last year, and he was pretty good as a rookie. And I think that in that same vein where it's like, I'm going to be able to find a place with Francis Maui-Noah, just a mean, nasty, in-your-face, physical tackle And if
Yeah.
you've got to move him inside to guard, move him inside to guard. We did me and Casey did a mock on Sunday on here on our live Brown show this past Sunday on our YouTube. You can go check that out. We put Maui Noah and Jennings Dunker on the right side of the offensive line, just like, yep, just power football, baby. Like, that's one thing I know for sure, that Francis Maui Noah is going to give us the ability to run power behind him, and he's a big people mover. And I think he's a really good overall athlete. Maybe doesn't have the highest ceiling, but I think he's one of the safer picks in this draft. So I'm going to take Francis Maui Noah to start this thing out.
Love it, love it. And you know, you're spot on with that with Francis Maui Noah. This is a guy I would let fail at tackle first, but if you're getting an all-pro guard, that's it. You're getting someone on the right side of that offensive line, whether it's guard or it's tackle, you're going to get someone for 10 plus years. You have led into my first overall selection on my board. It's Monroe Freeling from Georgia. Listen, it's 6'7", 315. This is a guy, you know, has an 84-inch wingspan. If he tests like everyone thinks he's going to test this week, he's not getting out of the top 10. I am absolutely here to say that. A lot of the buzz around the combine this week is that Monroe Freeling is going to rocket up boards because, like Jacob talked about, this is a guy that has the traits: long arms, long wingspan, long size. In addition to that, he's also in a I won't say elite, but a step below elite as a pass blocker. This is an above average pass blocking tackle. And when you have a blindside tackle, that's what you want. Does he leave a little bit to be desired in the run game? Yes. Does that mean he is not functional in the run game? Absolutely not. He's probably league average as a run blocker. But you know what? I will take league average because then that's been better than the dumpster fire on the left tackle in Cleveland. For me, when I see Monroe Freeling, I see Anthony Costanzo. And for folks that don't remember who Anthony Costanzo was, he was the blindside tackle for Andrew Luck for all those years. So when you see those Andrew Luck edits on TikTok, look at his left tackle. That's what you're going to get in Monroe Freeling. And I'm saying this right now, I would feel comfortable taking him at 6th overall, which is why I'm taking him with my first selection here.
He's about the only one that blocked for Andrew Luck, if we're being completely honest. Okay, all right. MC making fun of our professional spreadsheet here. I don't think that was necessary. Hey, there's Chef Brian. Brian, good to see you, brother.
Yes.
Very, very happy to see you're checking in. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so back to me.
Yes.
Here, and I want to do a little sniper-rooney.
Ooh.
And I'm going to take Chase Basantis, the left guard from Texas A&M.
Motherfucker. That's the one. That's the one.
Jeff told me he wanted me to argue with you a little bit more on the shows, and I said you should see how many times we swear at each other in our private group chat. Yeah, I'm going to take Chase Basantis from Texas A&M. I think he's the best pass blocking guard in this class. I think you could make an argument that he's one of the top pass blockers, period, in this class. Yeah. I think he's really light-footed. Like, I love the foot quickness from him. I love the hand placement, really tight, elbows in hand placement. And I think that I love the way he gets into his pass sets too. Like, I don't think he overextends himself or anything like that. I don't know if he's the strongest guy in the world necessarily. But I'll tell you straight up, I've always had this philosophy when I talk about it, and that is talk about these guys. If strength is an issue, I feel good, like I can work on that at the next level. So I'm not like, but and his overall mass is a little below average, but I'm just like, man, you're going to stick him in there at left guard and he's just going to, like, at least in one facet of the game, I know for sure that Chase Basantis can lock down the left guard as a pass blocker. Real good, fluid, quick feet. But yeah, man, that's my second pick.
Yeah. Hey, I love it. I hate it because that was going to be my second pick, but I love it. Absolutely. So for my second pick, I'm going to flip the script on you. I know I sent you an original list. I'm going to change from that list. And my second pick, I'm going back to the traits well again, man. And I'm going with a guy who's getting a lot of buzz right now in Indianapolis as being one of the guys that could potentially test out of the building. 6'6", 331 pounds, has the arm length, has the athletic ability. His technique and his fundamentals need to be polished. This is a guy that was a tight end in 2022 and recently converted. Has pad level, runs a little bit higher than you'd like, but he is just light on his feet out of the gate. I'm going with Texas A&M tackle Demetrius Crownover.
Okay.
Just because this is a guy, like I said, man, this is a guy who's going to test out of his mind at Indianapolis. And when we get out of the weekend here, everybody on Saturday is going to be looking at it and be like, who was this guy? Where was this guy? When you see his game, you see a lot of like Orlando Franklin and what Orlando Franklin was for the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers. Just a very big athletic dude. And like I said, this guy is, he's listed currently 6'7", 336. I've been told he's probably going to come in somewhere at 6'6", 325, 330. But this is a guy who just has the athletic ability. And if I'm building an offensive line that's going to take Freeling at 6, I'm going to have to look somewhere on the back end for a right tackle with traits. Crownover's got that trait, and you could probably right now. I currently have Crownover with a 5th round grade, somewhere in that 4th, 5th round range, but could still start for you on day one if you need him to. I wouldn't ask him to, but if you said, "Hey, DeJuan Jones, we're going to stick you out there for 4 weeks because that's as long as you can stay healthy for," and then by that point, Crownover's ready to roll. That's where I'm going here.
I see Jake's comment. I'll super chat if Jacob takes my left tackle. I'm not going left tackle yet because I'm gonna pick a guy that I have loved all year, even though he is hurt. Give me Connor Lew, the Auburn center, here with my next pick. I love this dude. Yeah, he tore his ACL in mid-October, I believe. So there's a chance he misses some times, comes in late to camp, whatever. I don't know. He might not be an immediate guy because of that injury. But my goodness, is this dude fire out of his stance. That ball snapped and boom, especially if they're run blocking, he's bringing the fight, to the nose tackle, the defense, whoever's in front of him. I just love his hands striking, just like the really, really impressive, quick, accurate strikes from his hands to take the fight. And I love the intelligence. You can see him communicating with his offensive line, communicating with his quarterbacks, calling out protection changes and things of that nature, just because he's just such a high football IQ player. And he's the kind of guy you want to stick in the middle of your line, a guy that's like, oh, I see what's going on. And kind of being able to identify, they're going to bring pressure here, there, any kind of advantage you can get. And I think his IQ is a weapon for him. You might have to wait a little bit because of the injury, but he's my top center in this class, and you're probably getting him late day 2, early day 3 potentially. And if you're able to do that, I think you're going to have a center once he's healthy that maybe doesn't have super elite athleticism or super elite tools, but real good athleticism and really a good solid. That's what I should say. It's solid athleticism and just high football IQ. And I love Connor Lew out of Auburn.
Yeah, no, he's my center one as well. So I hate you for taking him, but also I love it. I think the big thing that we have to talk about when we talk about Connor Lew is that ACL injury. ACL injuries are different than they have been in the past. And we save the same conversation with Jermon McCoy and with Chris Bell. It's not the same that it used to be. Yes, is he probably going to miss a little bit of his camp? Yes. But this is a guy, if you're taking him, you could probably get him to start day 1. I wouldn't want to rush that. I'd like to, let him fully heal up, which is where, the Cleveland Browns, they talked about Luke Weipler being ahead of schedule. This is
Yeah.
something where you could have Luke Weipler step in again for that 3-4 week period, start to ramp up Connor Lew, and then that's where we're at. So my next pick, it's a little bit of a cheat pick. I'm going to cheat a little bit here because he's listed as a tackle. But
okay. I don't care.
he's-
If you want to move him positions, that's fine.
Yeah, that's the only reason. He's listed as a tackle, 6'5", 309, but I think he does much better going onto the inside. For me, we're going to kick him to left guard, and it's Cage Casey, the Boise State offensive lineman. This is a guy, he's a very good durable tackle prospect that just doesn't have the length that you're going to look for. He's well built, he's firm on contact, his legs don't stop moving. He has a block finishing ability that just wants to move people out of the way. This is a guy who has played 900 plus snaps in the last 2 seasons. He is going to stay healthy for you. He's not coming off of that field. This past season had a little bit of a rough go about it, gave up 4 sacks. The year before, 0 sacks on 940 snaps. That is the one thing with him. His length is going to be an issue if you put him on the outside. But if you kick him inside, you can mask that, you can hide that. He also has very good lateral quickness. This is a guy who can get to the second level, who can do a lot of the pulls and pins that you'd want. The big thing is his length is going to allow defenders to get in his chest, but if you kick him inside against defensive tackles who aren't nearly as long, you can hide that and mask that. I'm all in for Cage Casey from Boise State at left guard.
Are you ready? Oh, hold on. Let me verify real quick where this guy is on the consensus board, because I don't want to get I don't want to get reprimanded publicly for it. Yeah, there we go. He's in the 60s. I'm going left tackle here.
Okay.
And I'm going to get a smart guy, right?
Ooh.
I'm going to get a smart guy from the Big Ten. Oh, man, give me Caleb Tiernan, the Northwestern left tackle here. Yeah, that's right. There's some more. There's some. Hey, does Tiernan need to move inside to guard? Like, because of some of his physical limitations. I don't know. Maybe he's kind of huge for a guard, but whatever.
Yeah.
He's another guy that, like, at this point in the draft, I'm outside of the top 32. Yeah, I've taken what I've taken so far. He's another dude that, like, I really love the technical aspects of first team all name team. Yeah, Caleb Tiernan is that's first team all name team. Casey says in the comments. I absolutely agree. But with Caleb Tiernan, he's a dude that I really love the technical side of his game. Like, I think he really understands from a technical side, like technique, where here we are, baby. What's up? Boom. I love it. Jake, seriously, dude, you've been supporting the hell out of us recently. Yes. So I love you, brother. We really do. We really love you. And we're so happy that you tune in all the time, and not just because you give us money, but we do like that part too.
Absolutely.
But no, Caleb Tiernan, man, dude, listen, great footwork, efficient, good hand placement, nice striker. Like, he understands that if you're looking for a refined technical player, this is the guy. Like, is he going to wow you with, like, crazy athletic ability or, like, dominating power? No, not necessarily. But, like, he is really clean. He's really efficient. He understands the ins and outs of how to play the position. And sometimes you just need a technically refined player. And, I just know he's going to do all those things right from a technique standpoint. And for that reason, I'm willing to let him fail outside in, just like I would with Francis Malinois.
Yeah, exactly. That's where you sit when you go with a guy like Tiernan. Again, we have this question every year. We had it last year with Will Campbell. We'll have it this year with Caleb Tiernan and Cage Casey, guys like that. And let me preface this here, folks. Arm length is not the biggest detriment in the world. It's actually the wingspan that's the problem. That's why Will Campbell has an issue, because he has a smaller than average wingspan. you can have 33-inch arms, but if your wingspan is only 79, that means you're built shorter, which means it's easier for folks to get in your chest. If you have a 33-inch wingspan or 33-inch arm length and an 84-inch wingspan, that's a whole different conversation. But that's why we see people struggle. It's not the arm length. So you're going to hear a lot of folks talk about arm length, especially when we get into measurements. It's not arm length that's the issue. It's wingspan. But
in another side
go
point,
ahead.
Tiernan has also played right tackle, so
Yes.
that's a plus.
Yep, absolutely. So now I'm sitting here. I still need 2 spots at the guard spot. I'm going to ye old faithful. I'm going to the University of Iowa. Because if there's one thing that the University of Iowa knows how to do, it's produce players that know how to be mean sons of bitches. It's not quite the guy you think I'm going with, though. This is a guy played left guard for Iowa this past season, had a 91.6 pass blocking grade and an 88 true pass set blocking grade. And in zone blocking schemes, which you see a lot of in Todd Monken's scheme, had an 89.5 passing grade. This is a guy who is, very quick, very competitive. The big thing is he's got to put a little sand in his pants. And you look at him, he's 6'5", 315 pounds is what he's currently listed at. I would bet probably comes in somewhere around 310 to 320, which you might want a little bit more weight behind if you put him on the inside. But we're going with Iowa guard Bo Stevens. If I could spell, that'd be awesome. There we go.
I'm sorry. It was just the way you said that. I'm like, oh yeah, no. I like him quite a bit. Like if I hadn't taken Chase Basantis and I was looking here late, I like him. Okay. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. You've got right guard left.
Oh, this is the question from Jack. Didn't Joe Thomas have shorter arms but a solid wingspan? He did have sub 34-inch arms, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 33 3/4 or 7/8 or something like that.
He did. Yeah, it was 33 3/4 for the wingspan or for the arm length. And if I remember correctly, his wingspan, I want to say it was never made public during the draft cycle because his team didn't want to measure the wingspan, but I'm pretty sure it was somewhere around 80 to 81-inch wingspan. It also helped that he had 10 and an 1/8 inch hands, which absolutely is just going to blow people out of the water. Mitts. But yeah,
he just had baseball mitts for arms, for hands.
But exactly.
I'm going to round mine out with the other Texas A&M guard on the right side. Ooh, I wanted to go deep in the well for Armaj Reed Adams, the right guard for Texas A&M. A dude that I really liked last year. Was actually a little bit disappointed when he went back. You talk about, like, if you look at what I've got right here on the screen, my team, that right side, you're just running the ball to that right side 20 times a game because Armaj Reed Adams, man, that's a mean, nasty, physical, in your face, drive you back. What's he like 330? Yeah, about 330. Carries the weight really well. He's just a nasty mauler type. If you want to replace Wyatt Teller with a Wyatt Teller type, that's what you get. It's a little inconsistent as a pass protector. It is. Yeah. Wyatt Teller was a pretty inconsistent as a pass blocker, but it kind of worked out in that situation. I'm not calling him Wyatt Teller, but like that, he's in the same mold. He has the same mentality as Wyatt Teller. But absolutely. Like, I think he's a phenomenal run blocker, really good power, really good heavy hands, really jolts. Does a really good job against bull rushers. He can struggle some with some of the more athletic, explosive interior defensive linemen, but yeah, man, I'm gonna put him next to Francis Malinoa, and I'm just gonna run the ball onto the right side about 50 times a game and at like 5 yards a clip because these dudes are he's just gonna go right through your chest.
Oh man, I love it. Like we have to talk about this Texas A&M offensive line. It didn't get the love nearly that it should have with Crownover, with Armaj Reed Adams, and Trey Zune, who didn't make either of our lists, who played left tackle, probably kicks inside to guard as well. They had a lot of effective talent on the offensive line, and then you look at wide receiver with Casey Concepcion. They had talent at Texas A&M too. So for my final pick here, I am going with a guy that is, I will preface it with this. He is undersized. He's listed at 6'4", 300 pounds. I've been told that he's going to come in at sub 300 pounds. This is a guy probably comes in at 295, 296. When you're looking at interior offensive line, 300 pounds is the benchmark. It's the same conversation we just had with arm length, because the lighter you get, the less sand in your pants you have. But I say this with my full chest, even though it's not 297 pounds of it, but I say it with my full chest. There is not a center in this class, including Connor Liu, who's my center one. There is not a center in this class who has better technique on the interior of the offensive line. It is Kansas State center Sam Hecht. Listen, this is a guy, when you look at his game, like I said, he doesn't have the strength. He doesn't have the sand in his pants, but he has this blend of athletic ability, lateral quickness, and a core strength, very good hand placement, can use his strong hands and his active feet to drive people backwards. And this is a guy also, like I just talked about with Bo Stevens and with Casey, athletic enough to get to the second level and to pull and seek out other tackles and seek out other defenders. He does get beat to the punch at times because of his below average arm length. Again, it's not about the arm length, it's about the wingspan. And the wingspan for him is sufficient to play the center position. Not to mention, this is a guy we're talking about probably somewhere. I've got him right now on probably day 3. You could probably get him on day 2 of the draft. If you looked at the consensus big board right now, they have Sam Hecht at 92. So I think you could probably get him somewhere in the 90 to 100 range. And for a starting caliber center, that's absolutely great value, even despite the length concerns.
There it is, folks. There is the old draft in Big Boys mock, where we were only allowed one in the consensus top 32. And I think we used it in the right spot. Both of us did. I think. So there are the teams. You can debate in the comments after this and stuff. Tell us what you think, who you would have taken over whoever in those spots. But those are some guys that we really like and put them all together there in that awesome spot. So we appreciate you guys for hanging out with us here on this Quick Hitting Tuesday episode. We've got tons of stuff coming out. I've got some time off at the end of the week, so we're going to try to bank up some more draft content, and we'll get some more shorts from Bill once on-field workouts start on Thursday. So we'll be getting some more intel from around there. So we love you guys. We appreciate you all very much. We'll see you